end of you. Fate.
Yeah, I know I fought with Mr. Nightmare too. I don't think I rarely react to Mr. Baller. I think that did my first video on Mr. Baller, I think. Damn. I don't know. I think so. Reacted to it wise. I view a couple of shit. I don't watch. I haven't watched. I normally like press the like button before I can react to them. Whenever I feel like reacting to them bitches. His video longer than the motherfucker. His video longer than Mr. Nightmare. I'm sorry. It's just long. I'm late. But I'm going to go ahead, see what this one about. Yeah.
Today, I'm going to share with you 3 progressively more disturbing stories, and at the end of each of them, I'm going to share with you a picture that is famously associated with them. But before I get into today's stories, if you're a fan of the strange, dark, and mysterious delivered in story format, subscribe to this channel. Usually, he would break into people's homes when they were sleeping by prying open one of their windows. He would go inside and basically ransack their house. He wouldn't steal any of the major valuables that were right in plain sight. He would just kind of throw things all over the place and would take 1 or 2 small things, probably as a souvenir. Unfortunately, by the summer of 1976, this Visayala ransacker was not only not caught, but was also no longer satisfied with just breaking into people's homes and ransacking them and taking a few things. He had moved on to killing people, and so he had been given a new nickname, one that just about everybody knew at the time, and that was the Golden State Killer. Once he began killing people, he became much more cautious about how he would actually go about attacking them. He would oftentimes break into his victims' homes while they weren't there, and he would walk their property, look for guns, and
I thought he was gonna say the goddamn the Zodiac. I'm turning shit up, but I can barely hear. Damn. Y'all know I can't hear for real. For real. I thought he was gonna say the Zodiac Killer.
Them, he would look for any security cameras or devices and turn them off. He would plant ligatures, pieces of rope and twine that he could use to bind people's arms and legs. He would place them in their house, and then he would leave. And he would study his victims and get to know their patterns and know when they were going to be in the house, when they were going to be in certain rooms. And then at some
you gotta do all that, and there's no explanation behind it. You're doing too much. You're a goddamn psychopath. I ain't really do all this shit just to kill somebody. That's
point, he would sneak into a window at night while they were sleeping, and the victims would wake up with him standing over them with a flashlight in their face. On the rare occasion where neighbors or police had actually spotted this guy, they saw that he was wearing a full face mask and he was very athletic. He was able to elude police capture and would jump over fences and would run away. By the end of 1976, when the Golden State Killer had still not been caught, citizens of Sacramento became furious with the police. They felt like they were not doing enough to try to catch this guy. So on November 3rd, 1976, the police actually host this huge town hall meeting, and they invite all the citizens of...
Was it the goddamn... Was it him or the Zodiac Killer? It was one of them that got caught. Did the Golden State Killer? Yeah, I think bro got caught. Well, I ain't tripping. He got caught. It was one of them that didn't get caught. It was the Zodiac Killer, I think, that didn't never get caught. I don't think so.
Sacramento to come be a part of it.
I watch serial killer shit. I be knowing some shit. Some shit I don't
catch the Golden State Killer, and basically just have an opportunity to air your grievances a little bit. During the meeting, a man in the crowd who was a citizen of Sacramento stands up and basically starts making fun of the Golden State Killer, calling him weak and a coward, saying, you're preying on women. If you ever came to my house, I would totally beat the crap out of you. Like, this guy's a joke. And everybody in the town hall meeting just
would have beat the fuck out of him.
It was like this one little victory for the town of Sacramento is we're going to put down the Golden State Killer for being weak and a coward. Then, in an ironic twist of fate, that guy who was making fun of the Golden State Killer, he and his wife became the next victims of the Golden State Killer. And in fact, the Golden State Killer changed...
Wait a minute. That took a turn for the worse. God damn. Damn. Imagine threatening somebody and they come do it for real. Wait a minute. He had to be in there then. I know, how the fuck you just go after these... What? How the fuck you just go after these people next? What the fuck? Now that's random.
His entire MO. Instead of kind of targeting random people all over Sacramento, he began only targeting married couples, and he would always attack when the husband was home. For decades, the Golden State Killer eluded capture and even taunted the police in threatening phone calls all the way up until 2001. But in 2016, they reinvestigated the Golden State Killer case using DNA evidence, something that was not available in the 70s and the 80s when they were investigating these crimes. And it was through this reinvestigation that they were able to capture 74-year-old Joseph D'Angelo in 2018, who was, in fact, the Golden State Killer. D'Angelo pled guilty to 13 counts of first-degree murder and was given 12 consecutive life sentences.
I thought it was a
When
Zodiac
Killer was
killer.
finally identified as Joseph D'Angelo, police were going through some of the older case photos and they made a startling discovery. This is a picture from the November 3rd, 1976 town hall meeting, and there in the middle of the photo is none other than Joseph D'Angelo, aka the Golden State Killer.
He heard everything that you. Damn, I hit that on the head because he had to be there. Bro was looking dead at him talking about him. I know he was thinking about where he's killing that motherfucker.
And he was there when that
Chill out,
citizen of
man.
Sacramento
Y'all
stood up
chill out,
and began
man.
berating the Golden State Killer, saying how he was a coward and weak, and that he would totally beat him up if he ever came to his house. And there's Joseph D'Angelo sitting there listening to this guy, and after the meeting, what does he do? He targets the guy that spoke out against him. And even after he attacked this guy, apparently he was so upset that he changed his entire MO and only targeted married couples from that point on, as if he was proving a point that you can't touch.
God damn, that is fucked up though. A killer party. That is fucked up though. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
By the time Tyler Hadley turned 15, he was skipping school regularly and hanging out with the wrong crowd. Tyler's parents had tried to do everything to get their son back on track between doctor's visits, psychiatry appointments, medication, an outpatient mental health program, but none of it seemed to work. Tyler just was on the wrong path. As Tyler's behavior continued to get worse as he got older, his parents just didn't know what to do, became very frustrated with him, and became very, very strict disciplinarians. One night when Tyler came home and he appeared to be intoxicated, his parents took his phone and car away, and Tyler was furious. And he confided in his best friend Michael Mandel that he thought his parents had gone over the line, that they were over-disciplining him, and he said to Michael that he wanted to kill his mother. Now, Michael knew Tyler and had known him since he was a little kid, and he did...
Man, you know how many times my mom used to take my goddamn gaming phone? I ain't never thought about killing my motherfucking mom. Fuck my daddy, but my mom? I off my daddy. But my mom? Come on, man. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping. And I can't cuss no more. So I don't know if I could, but yeah.
Not think twice about this claim that, Tyler wanted to kill his mom. He just thought that Tyler was frustrated with his parents, and Michael did know that Tyler's parents were very, very strict and hard on him. So he just kind of wrote it off. Not long after this incident, Tyler starts talking about this huge house party he's going to have. And all of Tyler's friends...
One thing I learned about growing up. Parents supposed to be hard on you when you growing up. When you get grown, a little bit lenient, but they become your friend. Really, really. Like when you get grown and shit, your parents become your friends, bro. And they still your parents. So you still gotta respect them. Either way it go.
Did know that Tyler's parents were very, very strict and hard on him. So he just kind of wrote it off. Not long after this incident, Tyler starts talking about this huge house party he's going to have. And all of Tyler's friends, including Michael, just didn't buy it. They're like, there's no way you could ever pull this off. Your parents are too strict and they never leave town anyways. But every time people approached him, he would say, oh no, my parents aren't going to be there. They'll never find out. At some point, Michael gets a Facebook invitation to Tyler's big house party, and he sees that it's been sent to so many people. It's been sent well beyond an inner circle of friends to just total strangers. And then on the Facebook invitation itself, someone had posted on the wall, hey Tyler, what are you going to do if your parents come home? And he responded to that, they won't, trust me. On the day of the party, Michael shows up to Tyler's house and it...
For one, too many people asking about his parents. For one, if you gotta ask all them questions, stay your mother home. Stay home. You gotta ask all them questions about parents. Stay home. That means this party ain't gonna be for you if you keep asking about parents. Stay home.
Invitation itself, someone had posted on the wall, hey Tyler, what are you gonna do if your parents come home? And he responded to that, they won't, trust me. On the day of the party, Michael shows up to Tyler's house and it is packed with people. Lots of people he didn't know, and he was fairly certain Tyler didn't know them either. And he goes inside, and it's clear that no one gives
I don't know about inviting nobody. I don't know about inviting nobody. I don't know. That's kind of shysting me right there. I don't.
crap about the house itself. People are writing on the walls, people have spilled stuff all over the ground, there's broken glass on the ground, people are rummaging through the food in the fridge. No one cared about the house. And Tyler, oddly enough, didn't seem to mind at all. The only time Tyler became on edge was when he felt like the party was getting too loud. And he would go around and tell people to be quiet because he didn't want his neighbors to hear, because the neighbors would call the police and he didn't want the police coming to the house. During this big party, Tyler pulls Michael aside and says, "Hey, I gotta tell you something. Come outside with me." When they get outside, Tyler looks at Mike and just says, "Mike, I killed my parents." Michael doesn't believe him, but Tyler says, "No, look in my driveway. Their car is still here. They did not go to Orlando. I killed my parents." Michael still didn't believe him.
That's why he fucking said they won't know about it. Trust me. Oh my God. This motherfucker actually did it. What I tell you.
Tyler said, "Go inside. I bet if you look around, you'll find blood in my house." So he goes inside and he starts looking around, and when he goes upstairs, he sees there's blood on a table right outside the master bedroom where Tyler's parents slept. And on the door handle to the master bedroom, there was also blood. So he goes back down, and he goes, "Tyler, you're playing a prank on me." And Tyler goes, "No, when the party dies down, I'll show you
I hate
through."
dumb
At
friends
this point,
like that.
Michael is starting to think this could actually be real. And Tyler walks away, and Michael's thinking to himself, I can't wait till the end of this party to see if this is really true or not. So he goes upstairs, goes to the bloody door handle to the master bedroom, opens it up, and the door actually hits the leg of Tyler's father, who's laying on the ground, who's deceased inside of the master bedroom. He shuts the door, and he's standing in the hall, and he doesn't know what to do, because on the one hand, Tyler's his friend, but he just discovered Tyler's a murderer. He also knew Tyler's parents really well, so he's deeply saddened by what he just saw. And as he's standing there, he's realizing that he has to turn Tyler in. And so for some reason, he just felt the need to take one more picture with Tyler, because he knew as soon as he...
Tell you what, because soon as he looked at that body, and he ain't say shit and just left, he involved too. Conspiracy. You knew about it and didn't call the police? Yeah. He did the right thing. Me, I would have went to the motherfucking house anyway. Shit. Fuck
he
you.
left the house, he was going to go tell authorities what Tyler had done, and he was never going to see him again. And so he goes over to Tyler and he takes this picture. After Tyler was arrested, he admitted that just hours before this house party, he had bludgeoned his parents to death and stashed them in the master bedroom. Tyler was sentenced to 2 life sentences without the possibility of parole, and while he has been remorseful, he's never given a real reason why he actually killed his parents.
Damn, that crazy as hell though, man. That real crazy, bro. Damn, that crazy. Shit. Y'all just gotta do what your parents say, man. Just do what they say, man. Y'all ain't gotta take it a step further like this idiot. Wow.
On the morning of Tuesday, April 20th, 1999, a Colorado high school student...
My year? 99. Yeah. 99, baby, in the building. You feel me?
named Brooks Brown noted something strange. His on-again, off-again friend named Eric had missed all of the classes that morning, something that is totally uncharacteristic of Eric, who was a straight-A student. At lunchtime, Brown left the high school to go to the designated smoking area in the parking lot, and he saw parked in a very far-away spot, somewhere that he never saw him park before, was his friend Eric, who was in the back of his car pulling a large duffel bag out of the trunk. Brown puts a cigarette out and walks over and asks Eric, "Where have you been all morning?" And Eric turns to Brown and goes, "It doesn't matter. I'd like you, so you should leave right now. Go home."
I know y'all, hey, well, I would be like Flash out that mo. Pew!
Brown was taken back by his tone and the general weirdness of the morning, but Eric was always kind of a wild card. He was a guy that had, in the past, vandalized Brown's house. He had posted death threats online about Brown, and then simultaneously he would brag to Brown all the time about different accomplishments, like he desperately wanted approval from Brown. So it was a very strange relationship they had. Brown doesn't really know what to make of this, and so he kind of just shrugs his shoulders turns around and walks away, while Eric turns around and continues doing whatever he's doing with his duffel bag. Brown gets back over to the smoking area, and he's thinking, maybe I should just skip class and go home, because maybe Eric has some prank that he's got planned that he's protecting me from. And as he sits...
You sound like a real certified dummy. He just said, I like you. I think you should go home. Anybody tell you they like you think you should go home? He would have told you we would have had to go somewhere else, the cafeteria or something if you finna do a prank. Not go home if you finna do a prank. Like, what the fuck? What do y'all have be at? Like, what the...
Brown gets back over to the smoking area, and he's thinking, maybe I should just skip class and go home, because maybe Eric has some prank that he's got planned that he's protecting me from. And as he's sitting there smoking his cigarette, thinking about whether or not he's going to stay or go, he hears noises coming from the high school that he immediately assumes are fireworks. And so in his mind, he's like, oh, looks like he was planning a senior prank. He's lighting fireworks inside of the school. But then the sounds got faster and louder, and he turned to look at the school, and he heard people screaming, and he knew those weren't fireworks. Those were gunshots. Brown immediately runs to the...
You could have called the police before it even happened. You could have called the police before it even happened. So whoever died is on his hands. I said what I said. Whoever died in this accident it's in dude's hands. It's blood on their hand. He wasn't thinking. I don't know.
Eric's house, knocks on their door, and is able to get a phone, and he calls police. After Eric had spoken to Brown, when Brown came across the lot and asked him what he was doing, and then ultimately Brown turned around and walked back to the smoke pit, Eric had turned his attention to his duffel bag. He had pulled it out and dragged it across the lot to another car where one of his other friends named Dylan was also getting his own duffel bag out of the back of his own car.
God damn.
Inside of their duffel bags were propane tank time bombs that they planned to place all around the school in an effort to collapse the ceiling of the cafeteria, because what they wanted to do is get people to start running out of the school so they could start shooting at them. Eric and Dylan's car were parked far away from their usual spots, kind of strategically located near where first responders were bound to come in, and they had rigged their cars to explode so that when they did come through, they would detonate and hopefully take out the first responders as well. Eric and Dylan had also placed another timed explosive on a field about 3 miles away that was purely a diversion. They were hoping it would go off, it would get police and first responders over there first, giving them more time to inflict max damage on the school. But with the exception of the diversionary bomb that did go off, none of the other explosives in the high school actually went off. So Dylan and Eric had to go to plan B, which is to walk right in the school and just start shooting. At the end of the day, 12 students from Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado had been killed, along with one of their teachers, as well as...
What's up with the school shootings, man? At this point, this shit really been going on for a long time. Why the fuck y'all ain't got security at school? These little police is... No, man, look. They just need to start putting police at all schools at this point. Literally. And I can tell this has been going on, so nobody ain't did nothing, like, ain't trying to put a lot of police at school or hire old goddamn veterans to go, you know what I'm saying, to go work at schools, train veterans, you know what I'm saying? That shit crazy. I don't know.
Diversionary bomb that did go off, none of the other explosives in the high school actually went off. So Dylan and Eric had to go to plan B, which is to walk right in the school and just start shooting. At the end of the day, 12 students from Columbine High School in Littleton, Colorado had been killed, along with one of their teachers, as well as Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold, the two shooters. At the time, this was far and away the deadliest American school shooting. This senior class picture was taken 2 weeks before the Columbine shooting, and you can clearly see Eric Harris and Dylan Klebold pointing finger guns at the camera. At the time this picture was taken, they both knew what they were going to do to the students in that picture, because they had been planning this attack for over a year and referred to it as Judgment Day. So that's going to do it, guys. Give me your reactions to these 3 stories.
Yeah? So you walk around in people's face, talking to them, knowing that you're going to kill them? That's cold. Damn, that's cold. That's cold right there. Damn, that's just fucked me up right there. That being said, man, give me a thumbs up, like, subscribe. If y'all want me to see, if y'all want me to react to more Mr. Nightmare, Mr. Ballin'. I don't know why the fuck I be doing that. Y'all want me to react to more Mr. Ballin', or let me know. Description will be down below. Y'all subscribe to my second channel if y'all haven't already. He got a lot of videos, so some of these videos I really ain't seen, but for right now, I'm reacting to videos I haven't seen. Y'all know I don't go back. If I already looked at it, I ain't going back on it. I ain't going back to look at it. I'm sorry. That means give the video a thumbs up, like, subscribe. See how motherfuckers on that video. Let ride, nigga.
Walk down, what you say when you talk about me? No, I can't fuck with these niggas that cap, ayy. And most of these niggas be cheap, ayy. And most of these bitches be free. Real about shit, I keep shit neat, ayy. I'm smart as hell, but play dumb. I come from a whole different breed, ayy.